Thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel, DJ Spaceship. Make sure that you like and subscribe and share this with everybody. You can follow me on Instagram at DJ Spaceship. You can find all my mixes on SoundCloud, DJ Spaceship as well. Real quick, so what I want to do is just give you a quick introduction to the video you're about to watch on my channel. I sat down with the legendary Big Gipp from Goodie Mob. Yeah, you heard me. Dungeon family very own, first generation. And you know, we talked about a couple of things here. I don't want to give away too much, you know, not too little. But like I said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Excuse the graphics in the beginning, the first couple seconds, but I promise you, if you just sit back, buckle up and listen, it's some gems and jewels in there for everybody. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Better yet, just keep subscribing. I got more videos like this one you're about to watch coming up.
The climate is just, hey man, get your immune system together, you know, get you a deep freezer and better go and get you a generator, man, because, you know, just don't know where we going to wind up soon, you know what I mean? I think that the first time we went through this thing, I think it was just a trial run to see how many people was going to be down with the pandemic, how many people were going to be down with the quarantine. But I do feel like that was just a trial run.
Right.
It's going to keep going. But, I mean, I'm cool. Like,
Right.
For me personally, and me and my team, it's been a good thing because it's reunited the Dungeon family. You know, it's put us back in a space where we can really sit down and think about making records. Because you can't really go and do shows, you can't do interviews, you can't do a lot of things it was doing when the Matrix was up. So, you know, one thing it made us do is just get back in the studio and start crafting again and start just kind of feeding off what society going through to figure out how we can make songs, figure out what we can do to help people get into the next chapter of this world we in. So, I mean, like, it's been good for us, man. I can't wait for people to hear the new Goodie Mob. I'm excited. I ain't been this excited since.
And the thing that I learned,
what'd you say?
and the thing that I like the most about the thing I like about this climate the most is everybody that knows y'all music, you know, Goodie Mob and Outkast, Dungeon Family, period. You know, anytime y'all have some music y'all put out, it's always a message behind the name. Like right now, the climate of how everything is gives you like so much content. You know, you got the failed administration going on up in DC. You got the police brutality, and you got all these elections going on. So it's like at this point, we have to make them respect the black vote. So how do you encourage the younger generation to get out and vote?
Well, I say this. I say, you know, what's going on with the president and all that kind of stuff, I feel like that's great. You can go and do that. But, you know, I feel like the biggest vote that anybody could really vote to use their vote for, that's local officials, local governments, man. Because we got to start really, you know, the biggest thing about black people, man, we got to get out the hood, man. We got to get out the hood politics and get into real politics. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hood politics don't mean nothing in the real world. You know what I mean? So with us being at a certain age, this world turning into a certain place, I think the places that we did not indulge in, I think it's time for us to indulge in. We know what the streets like. We know what all that kind of life is. We know what the subculture is. It's time for us to start really getting involved into the real world and taking our power out of the hood and put it in the government. It's time for us to be down in the Capitol instead of in the club.
I agree with you. And
that's the real thing I would say for the youngsters, man. You know, I'm watching a lot of the stuff that's going on. I see a lot of the younger generation out here. I see a lot of the younger generations involved with this protest. I see a lot of this generation out here being anarchists, though. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in really nothing. You know what I mean? They just believe in freedom.
right.
But you know that builds nothing in itself if you don't have a goal, a plan, or somewhere to go with the freedom. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you know, just destroying stuff doesn't change anything either. Taking down statues, that don't change nothing. I mean, it does. Half the people that's taking them statues down didn't even know the history of them people. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
you know, they just knew they was racist in some form, and that was some way to attack the statue. You know what I mean? That's cool and all that. But I mean, like, I could turn around and be like, yo, the killing still ain't stopped in certain places. It's still going on in the hood. You know what I mean? It's still,
Right.
the robbing still going on. They still robbing the Migos. They still robbing each other, and it look like the shooting has stopped. I think we're not gonna wake up until we wake up one morning. There ain't no black on black crime nowhere in America. That's when I'm gonna know that we ain't woke up.
Right, and I think by us coming together, like strength in numbers. So it's like, you know, the protest. I'm not the type of person to tell people how to react to any situation, but I'm a strong believer in if you want to get somebody attention, you got to hit them where it hurt. You got to hit those pockets. So the black population is one of the smallest in this country. We've been here longer than a lot of these other, you know, races and nationalities that's here, and we keep the economy going on all levels. You know, we got the stimulus check, we stimulated the economy. When we set the tone and the trend for stunt. So I think if we really want to make a stand, we want to get their attention. Let's do like our people did back in Alabama with the bus boycott. Don't boycott for 3 days. Don't boycott for 1 day. Boycott until you see change, and it stays change. You see what I'm saying? And
but then again, you see what happens. I mean, Boosie just put it up. He just went to Phipps in downtown Atlanta, and there was a line at Gucci because they're gonna take them stimulus checks and go buy Gucci. So you know, until people change their mindset, my guy, like that's the whole thing. Like people can come out, you can give people this free money all day. All they gonna do is go and give it away.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, people not even looking at the money as a way to start a new business, to invest in something that they hadn't invested in. They taking it straight to the people and giving it away for some designer clothes and all that. And the clubs ain't, I mean, Atlanta back wide open, you know what I mean? But hey, man, you know, everybody ain't the same. But at the same time, too, it's like, man, if you know what we just went through.
Yeah.
Half the people that didn't have no money and didn't have no money saved or any kind of thing, man, if them people didn't come with the first stimulus checks, man, them folks would have been outdoors right now, living in the woods. So for them folks to turn around and finally get a check and then go to the mall to buy some designer clothes, to go to the club, it's like, man, what does it take for y'all to figure out that, man, this is a different space? Like, what does it take for you to figure out that, man, when you gonna stop being a customer and learn how to be a owner? Because as long as you take the money and give it away, you ain't gonna never be an owner. So, you know, that's just a problem, you know what I mean, with the younger generation, man. It's like you want so much freedom, but you don't even know what you want to do with it. All you want to do is spend the money, don't work, and have fun. And for the ones that do want to work and have something, you know what I mean, man, keep pushing. Don't let nothing around you stop you from being about your life, because, hey, man, everybody not gonna make it. Right now, you can see the discipline of just knowing you can't be around certain things, and some folks saying, I don't give a damn about that. I'd rather go to the party than care about my health. Man, that's what lets you know how insane people is and how programmed we are to do the same thing every weekend. Go spend your money in the club somewhere. You know what I mean? So with that being said, if you're not gonna change that for yourself, what you want me to do?
It ain't nothing that can be done. And when it comes down to it, like, I want to see more of our people, you know, put our money together and buy land, open businesses, have more patience and teach one another instead of trying to cancel one another out about certain things. Like, I DJ and I do radio down here in Tampa, Florida, and it's a lot of parties that I don't turn down. It's a lot of, you know, events that I don't turn down because, like you say, it's not that I only value my health and my life first, but I got my kids, so I want to see my generation up under me and teach them how to, hey, it's okay to say no, because like Jesus said, forget the club, dog. I'd rather count $1 million. And those $1 million, that's going to turn around and that's going to feed the next generation coming in. So it's like a lot of people, some people get it, but most don't get it. You know what I mean?
Most don't get it because what we finding out is that we got generations now that really at the end of the day you can see it. We got generations that don't know how to take care of themselves. They systematically dependent.
Right.
You know what I mean? They systematically dependent on the system to always be there. And I'm like, y'all, we just went through a pandemic. Hey man, y'all seen the grocery stores got short. They started storing food for them, not y'all.
Right.
They started storing food for them. You know what I mean? So you got to look at that like, hey man, in most black communities, our grocery stores were the first ones to start going goddamn empty.
Yeah.
So that's a sign again, y'all, that hey man, Family Dollar might not be there, Kroger might not be there. You know what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Hey, we couldn't even go to the goddamn gas station.
Right.
Right? We couldn't even go to the gas station. For real. You couldn't go inside the gas, you get your gas, keep moving. Hey, but you gotta look, man, if we are not gonna think that what we just went through not gonna happen again, you crazy. Now, if you're gonna keep living in this fantasy world, then hey man, you're gonna wind up in worse trouble once the winter comes. Because really what I would tell anybody during this time, the first thing, this is the first summer that I think in my life that I felt like instead of partying during the summer, I might need to be stocking.
Right.
I might need to be farming. I might need to be putting me some food away. I might be needing to go and get everything I need because you don't know how the winter gonna be. See, y'all down there in Florida, y'all about to see. You can go and get there and throw you rod in the water and get you something.
But hold up, don't get it twisted, because even though we down in Florida, yeah, it don't get cold, but we got the little hurricanes that try to threaten us a little bit and stuff like that. But y'all got that nightlife up there, man, and so but you still got to know how to hunt. You got to know how to protect your family. You got to know how to fish, and you got to be able to farm and grow your own stuff. So when you become so dependent on the system and they pull that plug from you or they pull that rug from you, then what do you have?
You don't really have nothing, because you got to look at it, man. Most girls don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
Most girls don't know how to cook. Most boys don't know how to clean their room. If they don't know how to clean their room, they damn sure don't know how to take care of nothing.
Well,
all they know how to do is hustle and make money with no consequences. And I feel like
they hustling
that's also the music business. That's the music business. That's what the music been saying. It's been live life and fuck it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So let me ask you how you've been keeping yourself sane and keeping yourself going during this pandemic, because you got new music pumping out, you got Gipp goodies out there. Like, what other things you've been doing to keep yourself going?
Well, I got Gipp Goodies, the CBD company, that's going. That's easy. That works itself. We're gonna drop the THC line. I'm glad we didn't drop it. I'm glad we did the CBD line first, because I still got freedom. You know what I mean? I have to move around and still do my thing. But it's real hard if you're not in LA and not being able to really move around in LA. So that's right. Cool. Outside of that, it's been all music, man. I got one project with the Goat Farm. I got a song called Ain't Worried. That's with the Goat Farm. That's gonna be with a lot of artists, and I'm gonna do the video for that this week. I dropped the video with me and Corrupt. That's on the same album. It's called Gangster. Well, I'm just talking about, so many people praise the gangster lifestyle, but they don't talk about the bad parts of the lifestyle. And then in this new era, back in my era, man, you had to be on the street for you can even claim stuff like that. You had to earn a name. You couldn't goddamn name yourself. But with the internet, man, everybody gangsters, man.
Right.
Everybody in the game. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm just reminding people, man, when you play the real game, it ain't, you don't get no second chance in life, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, be careful about what you put your energy into, and be careful about what you surround yourself with. Because one place you don't want to be in this time and day, and that's definitely not jail. Anybody in jail right now, I'd be terrified.
Yeah, because
what I mean?
That's a whole another form of control. You can't go nowhere. They tell you when you move, and they make it worse on you. They control what you eat. So yeah, jail is definitely not the spot you want to be. Like, your freedom is gone. You back to being controlled. You're machine again. What can you do?
And I'm gonna tell you this, and the biggest thing about all of it, I just feel like this. It brought Goodie Mob back together. It brought Goodie Mob and Organized Noise back together. Like, it gave this pandemic has gave us another job. It's like, now we gotta come back, and we gotta write the new scripture for the people. You know what I mean? So with that, it's been good. I've been like a sponge. You know what I mean? I've just been like everything that I think that I feel that needs to be heard. I'm gonna put it in music. Man, y'all done had 10, 15 years of nothing but party music. Let's get down, shake our head, do all that. But hey, man, like right now it's time to, now it's time for the Goodie Mob to speak again. I got an album out with Daz called ATLA. That's out right now. You can go and get that album. Me and Daz did something that was just for the West Coast. Daz he lived in Atlanta for a long time, and then the Dog Pound, they've always been close to us, man. Death Row and Goodie Mob, I mean, we ran neck and neck. We we started together. You know what I mean? So our first concert in LA, it was Goodie Mob and Dog Pound at a record store. You know what I mean? So with me, it's like, this is 20 years of friendship. Let's do an album together. And I mean, like, I'm on Cujo album. Cujo got an album out called Echoes of Legends. Legends of Echoes. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like, I'm on his album. We about to shoot that video for his album called I Don't Care Nothing About It. It's just been fun, man, just to get back in the studio and just start expressing yourself in a new world, because this is a new world from the world we came into music on. So to wind up and to live through the record of Cell Therapy was the most amazing experience. Like, we spoke about the cell therapy, we spoke about, you know, the quarantine, but to actually live it, like, it really it educated us, and it enhanced. It let us know that, yo, man, you got to keep going. It's still another chapter that y'all got to give these people. When I go into the studio, man, I don't never know what I'm gonna say. So I just always ask the man upstairs to always guide the pen. You know what I mean? What do I need to say? You know what I mean? So that's the process of making records with us, especially when it comes to organized noise. You know what I mean? It's just a process, you know what I mean, how we work. But I mean, like, everybody, you know, everybody in the studio, all of us been in the studio, even 3,000 been in the studio. We all been in the studio together. So, and as you see, you're gonna see, we dropping records, Big Boy dropping records. CeeLo got a new album coming out in 3 days. Man, and we just I got a song coming out with Cam called Race War, me, Cam, and David Banner. You know what I mean? So, you know, my thing is just to keep moving, man, because at the end of the day, for me, when you do what I do, George Clinton told us a long time ago, when you're a real artist, you do it till you die. So this is our job. For the pandemic to happen and for our people to go through this, it's time for the Goodie Mob again.
Now, I feel like you and me are one and the same. When I did the interview with you earlier, which I have that on my YouTube channel at DJ Spaceship on YouTube, we spoke about, like, I like to read and you like to read, and you told me the inspiration behind Cell Therapy was you guys all read A Pale Horse. So is there any book that you're currently reading now that's inspiring some of your music other than just the pandemic that's going on right now?
You know what? There's so much going on that I don't need a book right now. I gotta feed off what's really going on. The same way we wrote Soul Food and Still Standing. We wrote it by standing in the culture and standing in the crowd with the people. So with me right now, can't no book help me from the past, because now we in a new world. None of us ain't never lived this. Our parents can't even tell us. Our grandparents ain't never been in the pandemic or quarantine in the United States. So, you know, right now what we living in is a new reality. So I can't really depend on no book that was written right now. I got to depend on what he sent out. We didn't know the Cell Therapy was gonna do what it did. You know what I mean? So I'm taking, that's the same approach we taking to this new album. Is just, you know, let's give what we feel. Let's give what we getting off the people. That's what's really gonna find people the fastest, and it's gonna hit home with people, is when you say something and people can instantly identify with it. You know what I mean? So right now, our thing is just making sure that we identify back with our crowd and find the smart ones again, to let them know that, hey man, y'all still got a voice. And it's still smart people out here to use their voice for smart things. Now, you know what I mean?
Now, I was watching a panel not long ago, and they had T.I., Killer Mike, Candace Owens, and T.I. presented a question that I thought was a brilliant question. You know, you got so many people out supporting Trump, and they wear that hat that says "Make America Great Again." And T.I. asked, "What era was America great that you want to go back again to?" So I thought that when he asked that, like, that was a very powerful statement and question in its own, which kind of shook the panel up. And the thing I like about T.I. and, you know, Killer Mike and yourself, you know, I like the way that they're not just doing music, but they find things to motivate the people and push the people forward. And a lot of some artists out there, they're not really trying to push the people forward. They're just pushing the dollars forward. They're pushing their current movement, but they're not really using their platform, such as yourself, taking the time out to sit down with me and just vibe with me and talk about some real shit. Like some real spill.
Yeah, well, you know what, man? It's about who your heroes is, man. A lot of people into the dope boy culture. You know what I mean? When you really live it, man, you ain't gotta listen to all that shit, man. When you really live it, man, you don't gotta put it all in your music.
That's
you know what I mean? I'm sure the way you heard Goodie Mob back then, you already knew we had names in the street before we're cool, man.
Right. Y'all was doing y'all thing. Y'all was in the studio.
We was everything, man. We couldn't have been everything if we didn't do everything, man, authentically. You know what I mean? Right. So with that being said, everybody you gotta figure out who your heroes is. Cause right now, if you look at a lot of people who people look up to, man, I mean, these folk when it took $100 million from the NFL.
Yeah.
These folk ain't been on one picket sign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just gotta understand some people about nothing but money, man. They'll trick you, they'll be anything as long as they can get your money.
That's true.
But if they music don't identify with the same with the protest, I think you ought to think about it.
Now, Gippy, I wanna ask you this question because I feel like I said, you got the TIs, you got the Killer Mics, and I respect them, but I feel like your voice should be heard on big platforms like a Breakfast Club and stuff like that. Have they ever reached out to you or vice versa to try to get you on there to speak?
See, I don't need that. My career is that. They just not catching up. They just running with the times. See, when you the real deal, you never gonna be in front of the mic.
Gotcha. I give you that one. I give you that one.
Hey, they can't control me, and ain't nothing they got that I want.
Right.
You gotta understand. See, ain't nothing they got that I want. Anything that they doing, and I love Killer Mike, I love T.I., I love that. You know what I mean? But you Killer Mike from the Dungeon family.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what he doing is what he seen his big brother do. He just doing his part.
Right.
T.I. What T.I. doing, he rebuilding, he rebranding himself. Right. He letting people know it just wasn't the trap music. I'm smarter than that. I went and did my time, right. I learned from it, and I'm applying my pressure with vocabulary. You know what I mean? That's what make both them individuals smart. But see, you gotta remember, Gipp, I've been blackballed since blackball, man. I came out telling the truth, man. I'm a Malcolm X. I'm never supposed to be up on that platform. Cause right. Think about this, the artist that I look up to, if Bob Marley was here, he wouldn't be up on them platforms. He'd be somewhere in Jamaica doing what he do.
That's true.
You know, you supposed to just wait on the music. He gonna tell you more in Redemption song than he ever gonna tell you talking to you.
Now see, for me, like outside of the dungeon, Goodie and Cass, Marvin Gaye was my boy. Like every song he made, just about every song Marvin Gaye made, he had a message in it. And that was from back then, which is relevant in today's music, today's society, and everything that's going on, from the police brutality to the waste in the rivers, giving the fish extra, mercury levels extremely high. Just like everything as a whole, it's just been on a whole nother level. So Marvin Gaye is one of those guys. I wish he was alive.
But see, that's what I tell people all the time, man. Why we the way we is. We made our first album in Curtis Mayfield house.
I remember that.
Okay, so with Curtis Mayfield being an elder and Curtis Mayfield being able to look over your material, once people like that start looking at you,
right,
you got a responsibility. Regardless of how the industry goes, you got a responsibility to hold down that corner for them type artists.
Right.
That's where we at. You know what I mean? 3,000 could be Jay-Z. 3,000 don't want to be Jay-Z.
Right.
You see what I mean? Like, we sold them records. We could have been them same people. We don't want that. Ain't our purpose. Our purpose ain't to be the whatever people want people to be. Our purpose is only to be here for the ones that understand who we supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
Everybody don't give a fuck about number one. Everybody don't give a fuck about who got the most money. Everybody don't give a fuck about that. Don't nobody care about that. Who wiped the back. Don't nobody give a fuck. Think about this, man. Hip hop is so far away from where we started. We came into this game to make music. Now, when you talk about hip hop and music today, man, we talking about 10 different things outside the music. Ain't got shit to do with no goddamn album or a song.
That's true.
They selling you everything else but the music. The music just in the goddamn, that's just there. But they talking about Nike deal, this, that deal, and I did that. I don't give a fuck about none of that, man. I didn't come in this business to be the best man. I came in this motherfucker to be the greatest artist I could be and leave as much joy and as much insight in the world as I can. The rest of that other shit, I already told you on the first album. You can't even take none of that shit with you. So what the hell I care about having all of it for?
Right. Now, the fact that you brought up 3000, something I discovered, and I didn't know this, but did you know that Outkast won the first BET Awards given out at the first BET Awards period out in Vegas?
Yeah. That's why I keep trying to tell people, man, we ain't won all the awards. When a person ain't won all the awards these folk got to give you, and once you get all these awards home and you realize that these awards don't mean shit, then man, hey man, the things that you care about and the things that you don't change.
Right.
You see, as an artist, man, as an artist, yeah, as an artist, you got to understand that the biggest thing that I feel like an artist is supposed to do at all times is keep your integrity. You know what I mean?
Right.
If people sitting back and they saying, "Oh, Gipp, man, we've been waiting on the Goodie Mob album. We've been waiting on the Goodie Mob album."
It's all about timing.
Man, hey man, I gotta go work.
Yeah.
I gotta go work. And at the end of the day, too, it's like, if it's time, then I gotta be right. If it's right, then I can't be wrong.
Right.
If you know where I'm gonna be wrong at? If I jump out here in these streets and that shit ain't talking about nothing that's going on in this world. That mean I ain't right.
Because sometimes some artists, they look at their pockets and say, damn, my pocket's not where I want them to be. Let me whip up some bullshit and give it to the people and let them eat it up. As opposed to saying, let me put a message together and let them eat it up.
Well, you know what? What I'm learning is people ain't even learned. Most of the rappers today ain't even read no books, and they ain't learned enough to even express nothing outside of what they know or what works for them.
Right.
See, with us, when you know knowledge, man, you can't make no excuse. With me having something like a cell therapy behind me and a soul food behind me, a still standing behind me,
right,
all the Outkast records behind me. Man, I'm trying to beat all them right now. I'm trying to make sure that this next Goodie Mob album is better than them records that I already made.
So let's talk about that new Goodie Mob album that's coming out. And I know the last time we did the interview, which I have on my YouTube at DJ Spaceship. Is there anything you could tell us about the album? You know, I mean, because I'm digging, I'm fishing, I'm trying.
All I'm gonna tell y'all is, the album will be out in August. We turn the album in next month. So no, you ain't gotta worry about it. It's gonna be in your face real soon. It's gonna be in your face summertime, man. You better get the whole album. You know, Goodie Mob don't even come to the fall. You know, that's when we come November. When you get your lumberjack out. But hey man, we such in an urgent time right now, we can't even hold the knowledge.
Yeah, you gotta release that, man, because a lot of people
we about to give y'all 2 albums in 12 months.
Okay.
And then we might lead the game.
Okay, now earlier in this live, you said that 3 was even inside the studio, and you know a lot of people been wanting to know about that. On this new Goodie Mob album, will he make an appearance on there? Can we say like a Gipp 3000 appearance?
I can't say.
Okay.
I can't. It's a lot. You got to remember, man. You got 3000. You got Killer Mike. You got Future. You know, it's it. It's the one. You know what I mean? So for us, man, we just gonna make sure that it's right.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to put the flag back in the sand for the South, because right now all I hear dope music. Hey, shout out Lil Baby, man. First person I seen from this generation do something other than what he do.
Right.
That's dope.
Shout out to Lil
You
Baby.
know what I mean? So I notice too, like Gipp mess with the younger generation, man. I love all of them, you know, cause all of them weirdos like me. You know what I mean? When all of them dressing funny and they getting laughed at, I'm like, hey man, I'm the king of it, man. Me and 3,000 already walked that walk for y'all.
Yeah. Because
you know
of that,
I mean? Don't do what you do.
But
at the same time, you see that they can't stop the South, man. All they can do now is just come and steal from you.
All the videos that I done seen, you know, Goodie, you and 3, y'all run neck and neck. So I don't know who run it with the you know, the fashion game the best. But when it comes down to it, the song you got with DJ Tokars, The Time Is Right, you was on a whole different vibe.
They just called my phone. Hold on right quick. Can you hear me?
I still got you.
Can hear me?
I can hear you.
You know, somebody just called my phone and messed my volume up to make me sick. Hold on. Can I what can I do to get this right?
Go ahead and sign out and then come back into it. Looks like we don't. Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying, so, you know, with the different style and fashion that you and 3,000 be running with, I don't know who the king of that neck and neck, but on this DJ Tokars and the track you and DJ Tokars have, The Time Is Right, like you was, like your fashion was just on a different level. You went, it's like you turned the clock back and went back to that classic Gipp with the Cadillacs, like the king of the Lex and stuff, man. Like, was that your Cadillac?
One of.
Okay. I mean, because when I got family up there in the ATL, so when I come up there, man, I mean, if you want to let me hold it down for a little bit, I'll keep some gas and I won't scrub your rims and that like that. But that lack right there was clean, man. I got to get that one.
I still got the red one. I still got the vert, man. We still got all of them, man. They just sitting around somewhere, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I do that, man. But hey, man, you know what it is? I had to just show people, man, like that Gipp always there. He always there. Like, you know, it's nothing for me to go back and do that. You know what I mean? It's just always me trying to advance. That's always been the Dungeon family thing. We always just trying to advance and find that other craft. I mean, like, I can't wait till y'all get to hear this new Goodie Mob, man. Like, it's some of our best work. It's some of our best work because you gotta understand. See, Goodie Mob, we never rap like kids. You know what I mean? We never, even when we were kids, we never rap like kids. We rap like grown people. So hearing ourselves now and listening to the first album, it don't sound no different to me because I was rapping like I was this age then. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm just glad that it feel good again with my people. When I get with Organized Noise, that's just like Snoop and Dr. Dre. That's just like, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? So they bring the best out of us. So with that being said, it's like y'all gonna get the whatever y'all got in between. Y'all got, that's great. But when we do it with Organized Noise, it's our best. It's the pinnacle of what we can do.
And you said something also from the last interview about Organized Noise that I didn't realize at that time, but when I sat back and thought, you know, you was valid on it. Like Organized Noise, they don't do samples. Like everything is all original. Rico got his thing going. Sleep got his thing. Like, and it's just the collaboration, the chemistry between those brothers. You know, Sleep, his dad was in what's the Daz band? Like
his dad is the lead singer of Brick.
Well, Brick. Daz the song Daz. So it's like a lot of people don't realize the connection in music, how deep the roots in music is when it comes to the Dungeon family. And a lot of people forget, you know, first generation, second generation. You got even Future, Meathead in the Dungeon. So it's four generations, man.
And
I want to ask you so bad, and I know you're not gonna tell me, man. But I want is Meathead gonna be on the new the Goodie album? You know I'm gonna go there, Gippy. You know I'm gonna go there, man.
Hey man, I'm just gonna tell you, man, all hands on deck. All hands on deck. If you got it in your skin, you're gonna get a call. Oh.
Okay.
So if he got Dungeon family in his skin, right?
No, yes, sir.
He gonna get a call, man. We gonna bring all stops out this time, cause we gonna show everybody, man. When we connect, man, ain't nobody fucking with us, man.
Yeah,
Ain't no crew in the game did what we did, man. Individually apart, man. Ain't no. It's one guy up there and did this, and one guy did that. But I'm talking about as far as a crew where everybody eat. Man,
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen nobody pull off the way the Dungeon have. I mean, it's just the chemistry, man. Like y'all came up from the mud together, out the red clay together. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
with the Red Dogs was out there, y'all was out, and the Boogeyman was out there. Y'all was still in the Dungeon doing y'all thing. And the one thing I wanna transition to. I know your time is, you're limited on time here, but the one thing I want to transition to, and I want to give you your bottle of champagne, because I say give roses when it's the women, but I'm gonna give you your bottle of champagne, my brother. I love the way that you make yourself available for the youths under you, like with the 85 South tour, before they got to where they are. You reached out to them brothers if they needed anything. How you take the time to reach out and spend time to sit and talk to me and give me knowledge of the game. Like, I just want to say from me to you, this is your bottle of champagne, and I want to say thank you. And I'm always be thankful for you and celebrate everything that you've done and the things that you are going to continue to show to us. And I think in the rap game and in the black and brown community, a lot of men are afraid to be vulnerable and express that to one another. Instead, we want to be aggressive to one another instead of saying, hey, look, I'm going to give you your props. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to say thank you for, being the stand-up guy that you are, man. Like, continue to do you, man, because it definitely is people out there that's watching that and that follows in your mold of your footsteps.
Thank you, man, so much, and I appreciate y'all. All I can say is, hey, man, for all us out there, we got to remember what Big Mama taught us.
Yeah.
We from the South, man. We ain't supposed to be like everybody else. So let's remember not to be like everybody else. You know what I mean? That's what it saved us. The mighty South, man. Georgia and Florida, we it down here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got to take care of each other. Florida and Georgia, man, we cousins, man. Ain't nothing we can do about it, man. You know what I mean?
All we got to do is just enjoy it at the same time, stick together.
Tampa, I've been to Tampa plenty night, man. We had plenty of fun in Tampa, man. And, like for me, I'm just going to tell everybody, man, to just be careful out there, man. This shit real. It's designed to get rid of people, man. They telling you, they looking to get rid of 3 million people.
And it's in the works.
Okay,
they
trying to get rid of 3 million people, man. So with that being said, be safe. Other than the music, another big thing, man. I've been brought into it. This man came into my life. His name is Dr. Hodge. Dr. Hodge. He up in Atlanta. He's over the medicinal. He's gonna be over the medicinal program for Georgia, I believe, man. And I feel like it's time for us. We have to start learning from the people that know the knowledge.
Right.
Learn from the ones that has gone and got the knowledge. And I think that the whole cannabis business from Florida and Georgia, it is imperative for us as brown and black people to be involved with that. It's gonna create wealth for our families. And hey, man, these people can't bring the industry to the South and not cut the South in. And
they gotta let us in.
All you brothers down there in Tampa, if you're not in the THC business, if you're not in the cannabis business, get into the CBD business. But like everything about what we doing out here is about the come up, and it's about saving the next generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think by doing stuff like that, we got to get into the business of breaking. We got to get into the business of breaking. Let's break these generational curses and make generational wealth. You see what I'm saying? So we got to continue to lay down the fertilizer for our generations to come behind us. So I'm glad that you putting that out there with the CBD and the THC business. That's something we got to have some brown representation in there, man.
We got to have brown representation and black representation in there. And at the same time too, we got to get off them opioids, man. You got a whole generation of kids that came up popping pills and doing all the medical and prescription drugs, man, it's time to get away from that kind of stuff because that's going to do nothing but tear your immune system down. The young people are starting to die because you know what? Y'all getting high off that other stuff is tearing your immune system down. Yeah. So the young people are dying because of that. Your body not getting enough rest. That means that it's easy for the virus to attack you now when it was supposed to just be made just to take older people out. It's going to take younger people out. So with that being said, I would say that we have to understand that, man, everything ain't for everybody. And what we were doing before the Matrix shut down might not be too good to do now that the Matrix shut down. You might need to be doing more taking care of than getting out your mind.
Right. And I completely agree with you on that. Gipp, I know your time is limited. I know you got to run, King. I'm definitely going to stay in touch with you. I appreciate your time. I'm going to tap in with you. And I'm going to keep trying to get some of that Goodie Mob album about you. So you know I ain't going to stop on that one. But,
you know what? I would say this. By July 3rd, the album going to be turned in. So I had you something by the middle of the end of next month. You'll have the first Goodie Mob single.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Hey, I'm right here, man. I'm right here. I'm in the mix. I know what's going on.
I know your word. I know any word you give me, I can cash that check. So I'm gonna hold you to that.
All right, man. It's time to work, man. We've been sitting here this long. It's time to work.
Well, listen, I'm down here in Tampa, Florida. I'm in the station right now, 88.5 FM, WMNF. Matter of fact, I want you to give a shout out to my girl C. Renee. She met you when you came down and you bought one of her albums, so she's on the live right now. If you can, say what's happening to C. Renee.
Hey, C. Renee, what's good, girl? I need you to keep going and keep pushing now. It ain't over. We just in the pandemic. They're gonna have to open this world back up one day, and we're gonna get back on the stage and keep pushing, man. So keep going.
Hey, Gipp, man. Gippy, man, I appreciate your time. I'll be hitting you up soon. I'm gonna be looking out for that new Goodie Mob track you just told me about.
Okay, I got you.
Okay then, King. Hey, be safe out there, man.
Thank you, King. Y'all be good. Love, King.
Love.